right. We are here in Luminous Life webinar series. I am Hemalayaa, your host, and I'm so excited about today's session. It's about pleasure. Pleasure, passion, pleasure, and fun. So I'm super excited. Before we get into the lesson for today, let's close our eyes wherever you are. Unless you're driving, unless you're doing something that you need to have your eyes open. But if you could give yourself this moment to be in a supported seat and to have your eyes closed and bring your hands into whatever way that you would like them to be, except for closed. Keep them open, even if they're together, keep your hands open, even if you have like crossed fingers, but like keep an opening of some sort. And this creates an opening, a portal, and open body position. And breathe here, deep breaths in. We are calling the allies, the support team. Each one of us has this incredible seen and unseen support team, allies, archangels, angels. In the Vedic tradition, they're called devas and devis, and spirits in other traditions, and helpers, supporters, whatever you want to call them, we are calling them in right now to be here in this time and space, to be a support to us being in our fullest mission here, fullest potential of light, love, joy, and radiance. We're calling them forward to help us walk our path, actually show us our pathway. Show us the pathway, unfold it, and show us the doorways to walk through, and to communicate with us, to lead us into the highest alignment we can be in. And breathe here. Thank you, divine beings, for being with us today and every day. Our collective allies are here holding this circle strong, this wide circle around the world. We are all in different locations around the world, and we call you forward to hold this collective healing circle at this time and place now. And in this circle, we get to expand. We get to be in our fullness, our full radiance, our truth, our divine connected beings. And breathe. We are now going to the optimal level of health and well-being for our highest self, our true self, to be the leader, our embodied leader from that deep source, that deep well within us, that deep control center, which is right between the diaphragm and the heart in our physical body. I want you to imagine this is the control center, the control deck of your ship. Your ship is your temple, your body. And this is the true brain. And breathe. And when we allow ourselves to be in our bodies, there is naturally already pleasure, connectedness to our passions, and presence and fun and connection to others. And breathe into this space. Whatever stories we have from the past, we allow those to dissipate. Whatever reasons why we have held ourselves back, we allow those to dissipate. Whatever stopped us in the past, fear, the unknown, controlling in whatever way we have, we let those things dissipate now. Breathe. We open ourselves up to deep connection with our highest self, our angels, and our life here now. In this space, I invite you to make an intention for yourself. What is your intention for this time and space you have given yourself? This presence, And I'm calling high presence forward here today. And we are so constantly multitasking and distracted. And oh, I got to text this person. Oh, I got to email this person. Oh, I got to. And those things happen in the times that we're giving to ourselves. And I call our highest state of presence here now, so that we can be in deep connection to what it is that we truly want and desire. And breathe. With this breath, soften all those hard edges in the body. And I invite you to roll the shoulders, even with your eyes closed. Allow that to move the head. Maybe the head will make a figure 8 shape. And the shoulders are rolling one by one back. Let the jaw go. And stretch it out. And stick out the tongue. Flubber the lips. And then both shoulders back around. The head comes to center. Both shoulders, big circles back and big circles forward. Bounce the shoulders. Shake out the hands. Drop the chin down towards the chest. As you're ready, you can open your eyes and we will start to roll the head from side to side. Rolling the head from side to side. Opening up the neck and the shoulders. Making a sound, letting out any of those tight little contracted, cracky little parts, cracking in the neck or the shoulders, anywhere. And then bring the head back up. Eyes are open. Very good. So today's theme is being free and uninhibited. Our birthright as women is to be deeply connected and in expression of our pleasure. And I'm not talking pleasure only in the sexual context. There is a whole world of pleasure that we get to explore, and all sorts of sensations and pleasurable acts and practices to be in. And this is the second pillar of embodied leadership. So the first pillar we talked about last week, which was value and worth. And then now we're talking about pleasure. So taking a deep breath in, because pleasure comes from breathing into all of those crevices that have been holding back, that are tight or have become dark or closed. And we are bringing breath into those spaces. And today's movement will be a little different than our normal embodied movement. I mean, it is an embodied movement. It's going to be including slow, sensual, present movements. And we get to do like the shaking and the vibrating. And I love this because I've heard this from many of us, and I've had this experience too, is our womb and our pelvis is usually pretty locked up after years of holding and also trauma. We've had lots of experiences of repressing in this area and being repressed in this area, and then we've closed up in all the different ways that we've closed up, we've chosen to. And the key portal, the portal to our freedom and our uninhibited life that we can have, is to open up the pelvis, the hips, the slow moving kundalini. In yoga, we talk about kundalini. Kundalini is this energy that lives at the base of the spine. So right about here, you know, like this area. So it's the womb area. It's like where the ovaries are. And the Kundalini energetically is coiled up here like a snake. And when we invite it to, it starts to move up into the rest of the body. And it does that shape that I'm doing. You know, it goes like that. So it's coming up. And there's two channels that it moves through. And we're not going to get into full yogic details at this time, but that power of that energy, when it moves through our system, that is the healing of all healing that our body, mind, and spirit can have. It's phenomenal. So we are going to do some exercises today that are going to invite that energy to move through our system. And once that energy is moving, we will play with it. We're going to play with it in a way that you're going to have sensations and experiences today that might remind you of a time in your life where you probably did this naturally, because like I'm saying, this is our birthright. We were born knowing exactly what pleasure is and what it does for us. It is like a fuel. It fuels us to be in love with life. So, are you ready for that, ladies? All right. So, as we stand here, we got a nice base. So, my feet are more than hip distance apart. And breathe. We're going to keep our knees bent. Remember, the embodied movement is always with a little micro bend in the knees. And the reason is so it opens up the channel from Mother Earth. So our soles of the feet, literally, they're called the soles of the feet, right? They open up to connect in to receive Mother Earth energy to come through the body. And she is the transformer. She is the recycler of all recyclers. So we allow her to come through. That's the energetic of why we bend the knees, why we have an open body position. All right, so with the bent knees, we are going to start shaking, vibrating, like we're standing on one of those vibrating machines, right? I don't know if you've been on one of those, but that's what it feels like. It's like, open the mouth, stretch out the mouth, and then a washing machine here, and let the head get involved, ooh, and the back of the heart, feel any contraction here, and open it up. All right, good. Back to center, a nice bounce here. Ooh, let the arms bounce. And breathe. Taking out the hands as we bounce, breathe. We are going to start with our hands, making a beautiful triangle here. You can have your hands first together, your fingers first together. So the thumbs and the index fingers touch. And this is my belly button right here. My belly button's right there. And this is the triangle around the belly button. And breathe. So then you open up the fingers very slightly. And where your baby fingers are is where your ovaries are. Whether they are still producing or not, your fallopian tubes and all of that, or maybe you don't have that anymore, the organ. Some of the women I know have had full hysterectomies, and so even so, we have the energy of the creation here. So regardless of the organ being there or not, or the organs, we get to still be in connection with this place. And breathe. Making a nice vibration sound from down here. And with our hands still here, we're going to make tiny little circles. So your knees really do need to be bent a lot now in order to make this movement. And breathe. Making a sound here. going so slow in one direction. And I want you to exaggerate it now. So your pelvic bone comes forward and then your booty goes back as you go back. And this will make you sink in more into your knees. And then right now we are focusing just on our hips and our pelvic bone. And it might make the rest of our body move. And it's okay to allow the shoulders and the head to get involved in this one direction. And then let's go the other direction. So these slow movements here, making a sound, internal om. This is an unwinding of all of the debris that may be sitting in this area. Exaggerated pelvic bone go forward, booty go back as you make these circles, and breathe. Deep vibrational sound, like an internal om. All right, back to center. A little jiggle here. So we've done this little jiggle. So your knees are very bent. And you're going to just let the pelvis and the booty go here. This is the ultimate shaking out of the debris that can live in our bodies energetically, but we are letting it go. Let that ripple of shaking in your pelvic area move through the rest of your body. It might shake your heart and your chin and your face and your shoulders. All right, beautiful. Coming back to center, and we're gonna walk it out from side to side. So ball, heel, ball, heel. I'll show you what this looks like. So ball, heel, stepping it out from side to side. Oh, and breathing. So see how much my knees are bent here, and I'm sinking my hips into from side to side. Okay, and then bringing your feet more than hip distance apart, we're gonna roll down, rolling down, one down dog. So walk the hands forward, walk the feet back, with the booty bouncing in the air. So the knees are bent, booty bouncing. Open the mouth, make lots of sound. Walk the feet forward, walk the hands back to the feet, and then let the head go. We're gonna roll up to standing. So the knees are bent. You notice my knees are bent. Rolling up to standing again. Beautiful. Standing here with your palms face up, knees bent, and again vibrating. Close the eyes for a moment. We are now going to the optimal level of health and well-being for the purpose of awakening inner pleasure and passion and truth as the beautiful sensual woman that I am. I want you to hear those words inside of yourself. The beautiful, sensual, pleasure-filled woman I am. The beautiful, sensual, pleasure-filled woman I am. And breathe. What would it look like with your eyes closed here, palms face up, knees are bent, body is soft and open? I want you to even notice if you're holding, contracting in your yoni or your vagina area or your perineum or your anus, if any of that is contracted, or your sacrum, and release it. Open it up, release. Sometimes we hold without even knowing. So part of your practice for the next, while before you get to the next session with us here is to notice when you're holding and to release it. You might have a bunch of fluid that comes out because you've been holding, who knows for how long. You might have air, you might have a softness. You might have tingling and sensation that occur from you just from letting contraction, holding go. Just by you letting go. So breathe. And what would it look like if you were in your sensual, pleasure-filled, beautiful woman that you are? What would it look like? I want you to start to move your body in that way. And this is your own way. It's not what I look like. It's not what you think it should look like. This is your body showing you, leading you. So what does she want to do? What does your temple want to do to express what sensuality and pleasure-filled movement looks like? Make some sounds. So those yummy sounds, you know, when you bite into something yummy and you're just immediately, So we are associating that sound, connecting that sound with our movement. Let your hands go. Keep your eyes closed here, and I want you to allow your body to move in whichever way it wants to. Your hands might slide on your thighs and your booty. You might go in one direction and then the other. And whatever you do, keep your jaw open. You can stretch it out when it feels tense or contracted and make those yummy sounds. And keeping your eyes closed here, you're going to start to touch with your hands the other hand, one hand to the other hand, and then go up and down the arms with each individual hand from the opposite side. And go slow, so slow. And breathe. And you can go across the chest now, across from armpit to armpit, upper chest, and see what that feels like. What parts of you have you not touched in a while? What is hiding? What have you been hiding from? And give yourself a big, juicy, slow, soft hug. And then take your hands down the center of your chest, like this brushing movement, and to your belly, making big circles at your belly. And then take your hands to your lower back and your booty. So hands on the lower back. Your kidneys love to have the connection, the warmth. And then your booty. What does your round curves feel like? What parts, again, have you not touched for some time? You can bring your hands around to your lower belly and your womb area again. Right above your vajayjay, your vagina, your yoni, your beautiful sacred spot. And you can go beside in the crevice of your thighs and your sacred space. And softly caressing. And then take your hands down your thigh. We are not forgetting any part of us. We are not denying any part of us. And this may bring up uncomfort. This may bring up uncomfort from society or what you think or what you shouldn't be doing and all of that. And then take your hands to your knees and take your hands down to your ankles and your feet, honoring every part of your body. And take your hands up to the back of your heart if you can. One hand up, one hand down. Your shoulders. And then reach your arms out like you are a star making a star, and then reaching your big wings out, really allowing the spreading of the wings to happen. Big, beautiful wings. And if you need to sit while you're doing this, I noticed that with Ellen, you're sitting, and allow yourself to still do the movement. All right, let's do one arm at a time as if you're swimming backwards, making the sound. Swim forwards now. All right, last few things where we take our hands on our hips, and we're going to go around in a circle again as we did at the beginning, and you're going to exaggerate it again. And this time your head is going to roll with the movement, whichever direction your head wants to go, if it wants to go the same or the opposite. And then other direction, with the whole hips and head, heart, making sounds. So this is you committed to breaking free from all of those contractions. This is you softening. And this is the pathway of ease and flow. Pleasure is the pathway to ease and flow. So any of that overwhelm or stress that comes about. So yeah, now we're going to massage our scalp and really get in there underneath your hair. And massage your ears with your palms. And then your top of your head, massaging, moving the skin on your scalp. Making a sound, yummy sound, letting out the breath. And back to the ears and the cheeks now. A few more breaths here. Don't lock the knees up. Keep them bent. And keep circling your pelvis. And the back of the neck. Back of the scalp. Make sure you touch every part of your scalp. All right, shake out your hands, shake out the body. Closing the eyes and moving the body again in whichever way it wants to. Not what your head doesn't want you to, but what your body really wants to. That means you drop out of your head and into the center of your body and breathe and allow. Maybe that means moving. And this is much easier with music. And we are going for it without music. So when you take this practice into your home, your daily life, you get to play music and move to music, which will be a lot easier to, create openings for yourself. Yeah. We're going to go back onto our mat here. And we're going to come onto our back on our mat. All right. And breathe. Legs are up. Let's shake the legs out. Hands are up. Let's shake the hands out. And from here, we're going to bring our feet close to our hips. We're going to do a little bridge movement of the pelvis and the hips. So we're going to place the hands beside the body as close and comfortable as you can. We're going to press into the floor, the ground with our hands to lift the pelvis up. And we're going to wind the pelvis from side to side. This might be a really subtle movement for you. Maybe you haven't moved in this area for some time. Or this could be a real free movement because you do have some space and room at this time. Wherever you are, be where you are at. You don't have to be where anyone else is. This is not about competition. This is about giving to yourself and being in the place that you are, giving yourself grace forgiveness, softness, compassion. Good. Bring the hips down for a moment and breathe. Take your hands to your pelvic area again. Come back into your intention, or maybe you have a new intention now. And breathe with your hands on your womb in this diamond shape or triangle shape. Yawn, stretch it out. Make any sound that your body wants to express, expel at this moment. All right, we're going to come back into that movement. So palms beside the body again, and raise the pelvis up and wind it from side to side. Open it up. Maybe you make circles where you drop the hips a little bit and come up and around in one direction and then the other direction. And then jiggle it here in the center. If you want to take this the next level, you will widen the legs a little bit here, widen the feet stance, and make big circles and big movements up and around in one direction and then up and around in the other direction. Big, wide opening here. And then bring it back to center, jiggle, 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 and bring the hips down. And breathe and notice how much vibration is moving through you. And then bring the hands down into this area. Place them on your womb and breathe. See if there's any place that is contracted or holding in your body. Is your jaw tight? Is your throat contracted? Is your heart holding? Is your forehead contracted? Just notice. Just the awareness alone allows it to shift. And bring your knees into your chest and hug your knees. A little massage of your kidneys on the ground here as you go from side to side and breathe. Stretch it out. Yawn it out and flubber the lips. Okay. We're going to roll ourselves up to sitting. We're going to do one pranayama exercise, which will allow the kundalini to move through us. So find your comfortable seat. Maybe it's a cushion or something to sit on. Yeah. Sitting on a cushion or whatever feels more comfortable to you. And breathe here. Ooh, we are going to create a flame, a fire, and we're going to blow on that fire with a breath pump exercise. And if you've done yoga, you've done this breath of fire before, or actually bellows. Is it bellows breath? Yeah, bellows, where it's like inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So the inhale, as you can see, my hand would be out. So that means the inhale is with a big belly. And then the exhale is an inhale and exhale. And we're going to go a little fast here. I'm going to count for us. We're going to do 2 rounds of this breath. We'll do 36. Don't worry about counting. I will count. And then we're going to pause and have a little meditation. Allow that energy to move through us. And you watch this week, you will be in a whole altered state of being. It's pretty cool. All right. So relax the belly out to begin. Nice big belly. Allow it to be out and relaxed. And here we go. We're going to take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And keep going. All right, let it go. Squeeze all the air out. Exhale everything. Inhale. Relax. Close the eyes for a moment. Breathe. Okay, great. We're going to do another round right away. So open the eyes, hand on the belly if you've never done this. And you're going to inhale and exhale. Again, I'll count. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax the belly. Exhale, squeeze. Keep going. Keep going. Relax the rest of the body. The shoulders are relaxed. The face is relaxed. All right, let it go. Squeeze everything out. Inhale, relax. Deep breath in, deep breath in. This time we're going to hold the breath. So hold the breath, touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Squeeze your perineum in. The perineum is between the vagina entrance and the anus. There's a space. Pull that in. Take more breath in now. Hold. And relax whenever you need and want. Relax out of the breath, out of the mouth. And eyes are closed. Breathe. Notice what you feel in your body. How's the energy moving? All right, beautiful. And before we come into sitting and our exercise for the day, like the writing exercise and then a coaching, we are going to do one dance. And again, I know this is super challenging because there's no music, but I want you to allow your little girl, your little being inside from a young age to play right now. So get yourself up into standing. No matter where you are in your life, your body knows how to play. So I want you to walk with that playful essence where you're walking from side to side. So we've done this walking ball, heel, ball, heel. Walk like that through your space right now. What would it feel like if you were walking with that playful, nice attitude and slow, but expressing and exploring the space around you? And breathe and reach out and walk and swim and slither and roll and circle and all of it. We're going to do 1 minute, and I really want you to go for it here. And again, this is the hardest it's going to be because there's no music. So you get to play out anything. And you'll notice that children don't need music. They just go for it. They are free. They hear a pot and pan playing, like whatever, offbeat, and they start moving. And this is what we are getting into. And we are not robots. We are free, beautiful women. So let yourself express here. Bend those knees and walk in your space. Take up space. It's time to stop playing small and hiding It is time to take up space and to live fully. This is your statement, declaration to the world as you move here. I am playing fully. I want to live while I'm here. I want to be free. I am free. So give yourself permission. I'm giving you full permission to go for it here. So go for it. Nothing is holding you back. You got this. You would be the only one that would hold you back. So stop playing that game. It is time to be free in your body. And now, for the last few seconds, I want you to imagine you are at a party and you are just letting yourself go. And you are free and you are inspiring all of those around you to be as free as you are because you love life. You love your beauty and your body. No matter what shape or size or age it is, you are in love with your body. And then walk it out, walk it out. Keep those knees bent, breathe. It takes more than what we think. We have to remember that. It takes more than what we think because we're thinking. When we don't think, we drop and we can be guided and our bodies know exactly how to do it. And no matter how lost we are from this, no matter how lost I get from this, and I get lost from this too, no matter what, I call myself back by giving myself this gift. This is the answer to bring us back into deep human connection with ourselves and each other and the world. So breathe here with our knees bent slightly. Jiggle here, unlock your vagina and your anus. And I'm sorry that if these words offend you, but there's no other way. So your root chakra, like let it relax. And breathe. Oh, eyes are closed now. Calling forth all the messages that you got for yourself, all the insights and realizations. What would it look like if you had let yourself fully go? What did it look like when you let yourself fully go? Breathe into this. Okay, open your eyes, come into sitting, grab your journal, and we're going to do a little writing exercise here on that question, those questions. Those questions. Yeah. Whew. What would it look like if you really let yourself go and be free with that deep sensuality that wants to come out and play? What would she look like? And if there is something still holding you back, write that story out too, because we are going to be letting it go now. But write it out, all the things that came up of why it's not appropriate or why you didn't give yourself permission or why you haven't. And that's all possible to heal now and let go and for you to have an extraordinary life now. There's no waiting until your deathbed where you regret living fully. There's no waiting. It's now. Breathe. Write. Go. I'm going to give you a few minutes. And for those of you that are watching the recording, all right. Okay, so you've written down the answers to that. And the next question for you is, do you believe it's possible? Do you believe it's possible for you to live in this way? And have you had a glimpse of that? Like maybe even during our movement, or maybe another session that we've had, or something you've experienced in your life. Did you get a sense that it's possible? because that's sort of the first step. Yeah, so write that down. And that's just really like a yes or no question, right? Is it possible for me to live that way? To live that way. Wow. So, in order to have a luminous life and to be in your full pleasure, what does that look like for you? Who is that being inside of you, that woman inside of you that is fully alive and free? And what does she look like? What does she smell like? What is she doing? How is she being with the people in her life? What does she look like? So make a declaration now. Make a declaration from everything that we have done in what you're stepping in with. So, what is your homework that you're going to give yourself from what we've just done? What are you going to give to yourself this next while? What can you add into your life, enhance your life with? Okay, I want you to write it down and you can email it to me at embody@hemalayaa.com. That is EMBODY at HEMALAYAA.com. And send me your declaration. I want to know, who can you be when you are in your fullest? Yeah. Keep on opening. This is all possible. So to close up today, take a deep breath in, deep breath in, deep breath in. Exhale. Open your eyes. Namaste. I'll see you on the next one.